Today, in the chapter Living Organisms and Their Surroundings, we are going to talk about aquatic habitats. So, aquatic habitats, as you are aware of, they are provided by the water bodies. Now, in these particularly aquatic habitats, we have freshwater habitats also and the salty water habitats. Freshwater habitats, for example, they are provided by rivers, ponds, lakes, and salty water habitats that are provided by oceans and seas. So, how the animals or how these living organisms they survive in these kind of habitats that we will be studying today. So now when we talk about aquatic animals, we know that one of the aquatic animals which is found in large variety in these aquatic habitats, that is the fish. So what are the adaptation features of these fish to survive in aquatic habitats? So the very first feature which we can talk about is the streamlined or the boat-shaped body. So this type of body shape helps in overcoming the resistance provided by water, and it allows the easy movement in water for these fish. Then the second feature is the presence of gills for respiration. So they help in breathing by extracting oxygen present in water. Then thirdly, they have body which is protected by scales. So these are often white or transparent, like an outer covering for the fish. It helps in providing camouflage. These scales also provide flexibility to the fish to move in water. Then they also have fins and tails. So for changing direction and maintaining balance in water, they need fins and tails. Now, if we talk about other animals living in oceans, then we can think of dolphins and whales. So, dolphins and whales have nostrils to breathe air from atmosphere, and they take in through their blowholes. So you can see two holes. These are just like the nostrils in human beings, and so means the inhalation or the exhalation of air, it takes place through these blowholes in dolphins as well as in whales, which are present on the top of their heads. Now, another type of aquatic habitat, that is ponds and lakes. So, these are the freshwater bodies. A number of organisms, including the plants and animals, they survive in these aquatic habitats also. So, first of all, when we talk about the plants, so we have different types of plants inside these water bodies, ponds and lakes. So, some are submerged plants and some are floating plants, then some are emergent plants also. Now, when we talk about floating plants, we have rooted and non rooted plants. So, rooted plants are like lotus and Vallisneria. So in this case, the leaves and flowers they float on water surface. Stem and roots are under the water. So they have long hollow stems which help them to come and float on the water surface. So they have roots fixed in the soil. Now another type of floating plants are non-rooted floating plants. So these do not have roots at all and they are not fixed in the soil. They are just floating here and there on water surface. So these are like Salvinia, Pistia, water hyacinth. So they just keep on floating here and there on the surface of water. Here you can see Salvinia from the inside of the water body, and you can see that there are no roots and they are not fixed inside the soil. They are just floating on the top of the water surface. Now here in Vallisneria again you can see that it has ribbon shaped leaves which can bend easily in water to prevent uprooting. So this you may say as another adaptation feature for the plants which are inside the water. Some other adaptation features in different plants which are found in the aquatic habitats are like firstly, stem of lotus is hollow, long and light. Now the leaves are disc shaped. Leaves and flowers they float on water. leaves have waxy coating to prevent water stagnation. In some plants, leaf stalk is filled with air to help floating. Leaf stalk is the petiole. Now, another type of plants which are found in these aquatic habitats, they are submerged plants. So, in this case, all plant parts they are underwater. They have narrow, thin leaves. They have roots to hold the plant at the same place. For example, hydrilla and pondweeds. Now, another type of plants which are found in aquatic habitats are the emergent plants. Emergent plants grow along the banks of rivers, ponds, marshes, and lakes. They are rooted at the bottom while the stem, flowers, and leaves are rising above the water. So, particularly, we can say that they emerge out from water. Large plant part remains out of water only. For example, rice or the paddy plant, and also arrowhead, cattail, bulrush. So as we know that paddy fields contain very high amount of water, almost like a pond, but these rice plants they tend to come out of the water surface. So these are the emergent plants. Now when we talk about the animals living in these ponds and lakes, then we know that first of all fish live in ponds and lakes as well. So, we have already talked about their adaptation features like gills, fins, and tails, and the streamlined body. Now, other examples of animals living in these habitats are frogs, crocodiles. So, they have webbed feet to swim easily, and in water, it breathes through skin, particularly when we are talking about frogs, and on land, it is breathing through lungs. So these are some of the adaptation features in case of different animals living in the aquatic habitats. Now, since we have studied all the different kinds of habitats, so we can say that there are two different components of a habitat. One is the living things and another is the non-living things but present in a particular habitat. So these are the biotic and the abiotic components of a habitat. So we can say that there are two components of a habitat, that is biotic and abiotic components. So biotic components are the living components of a habitat. For example, plants, animals, other microorganisms, insects, etc. Then abiotic components are the non-living components of a habitat. For example, air, water, soil, sunlight, temperature, rocks, etc. So, in this way, we have now understood what are the different kinds of habitats and now the different components of a habitat. Now we will move to the features of living things in our next video.